I want to show you what my house sort of looks like. This is the window outside, and as you can see, gardening here is absolutely impossible. We don't have any soil, we don't have land, we only have these precious windows. And today's video is going to be all about how to maximize your window space. And so this is how the other windows all look like actually, in my mom's room, in my sister's room. And now let's go to what I've done, and I will show you what I've made. And please feel free to comment if there are any improvements to be done. I am not a professional urban gardener, but let's go check out my plants and my basil. Alright, so welcome to my little urban garden. It's hardly a garden, is it? Because it's all cement, but this is what I've done. I've put pots everywhere, as you can see. And I've created a hanging garden as well. These are all made from recycled material. As you can see, these are previously soda bottles. This is a coffee container, something for peanuts, and I'm planting right now basil, and this is what it looks like before it grows. And hopefully in a few weeks time, if the sun continues like this, we are going to have nice luscious green herbs. And this one's oregano, and the other one is rosemary. So there you have it. Let's go check out what the other rooms look like. This is what gardening is like when you don't have a garden, urban gardening. And we are now going up the stairs. I guess living in the city here, there's nowhere else to go but up. Okay, here we are. Welcome to my other urban jungle. So these are made from recycled ice cream containers. I'm planting basil again, and as you can see up here, I've hung up some wood, and again, these are all materials that I found in the house. I am planting rosemary there at the back. I hope you can see that well. And these are all basil. These don't have pots or containers just yet, but these are all gonna grow and hopefully they will be lush. And these ones sort of died. It's really important to have sun that is facing south, and fortunately we do have a window facing south, but if you look at my neighbors across, I don't know if you can see that the screen is a bit dusty, they are actually facing the opposite of south, so they're not going to be getting any sun at all. I mean they will be getting sun, but not sun good for the plants. So if you are planting edible plants like fruits and vegetables, all of them are very hungry and greedy for sun. They will need sunlight. So there's actually I do have windows on the other side, but I tried putting the same pots there and there's no progress after 2 or 3 weeks, which was unfortunate. And in comparison to the plants that I put facing this side, they all sort of started growing like that. So as you can see, there are 4 leaves already, which is so amazing, and that's what you want to see when you plant. You want to see progress. I felt like even if I do have windows on the other side, there's just no point in putting plants there because there wasn't any progress and they might just, I don't know, yeah. I want to see the greens like flourishing. So let's go see what's on the other room. And here we are. This is the other urban jungle. It's very important for me to show this to you because yeah, it's nice to see the progress. Right now they're clearly babies. They're not blossoming just yet, but I'm pretty happy to see that they are growing somehow. And let's go check out the other window. Honestly, I have done everything I could to maximize. Oh, by the way, there's one thing I forgot to show you. Up here, I've put this bar as well, which is also recycled. I got this from my window. And soon enough, you'll be seeing some plants hanging here. So every bit of sunlight that I can find, and I know I'll be able to put a pot there. That's what I would do, and that's what you should be doing as well. Just maximize that space and sunlight that you have. So here we have all the other pots that I've done. They're still trying to grow. Unfortunately, for the past like 4 days, it's been raining, so it's only this time that they're able to eat from the sun. And here we are. So that's what you really want to see, is some progress and leaves growing. So I hope this video will be useful. I am gonna video this again, and hopefully there's going to be a huge bush of basil and other herbs. Alright, so this is what my housings or my pots look like. Again, I'm using all recycled bags. You can even use plastic containers. This one I'm sure you're familiar with. It's from oatmeal, Quaker oats. And yeah, all you have to do is make sure that there are holes under so that there's water that can seep through the container. These are from your tomato juice. You can use any kind of containers like this. Half it into two or use the whole thing depending how much roots you want there to be, and then make sure that there are holes under. So what I am using here are all recycled, absolutely 100% recycled. That's another plastic container there. All ice cream containers. Now I'm very aesthetically conscious, so as much as possible I would like the containers to be either transparent or to be all brown if possible, but if not, I will recycle them really. And here's another one. So I do sell them online, and yeah, I'm definitely not gonna be rich selling basils for 40 pesos, which is like really, I don't know, a few cents in other countries. But I'm also using these containers, Haagen-Dazs ice creams and McDonald's coffee containers. You just have to put holes under. And so whenever somebody orders and I need to deliver to them, I will be using all of these recycled containers, which they will be informed that they have to repot. So again, more of these. In fact, I'm also gonna use these Lazada containers as pot containers for the plants. So you just have to again shape them, put the soil inside, and make sure that they have holes. And I'm gonna show you next what kind of soil that I use, because soil is so important to the health of your plants. Yeah, you want to make sure that the soil you use has a combination of vermicast, which is soil that is like, sorry, I'm trying to, oh my gosh, I'm trying to carry this, it's pretty heavy. Soil that has been like enriched by using worms. Okay, I'm not the soil expert, but and then you want to make sure that it's got cocoa peat. The cocoa peat, I know, like it absorbs the water, so when you water your plants, it makes sure that it's got water for like the next few hours, so it acts like a sponge, and it's good for the roots. This is what I'm using. I bought this for they sell them for 40 pesos, and in other places they sell them very expensive, and in other places you can get them for 20 pesos. So it just depends where you find them. Hopefully one of these days I'll take you with me to the supplier that I buy them from. It's from Mindanao Avenue, and I'm sure you can just Google it and you'll find it. And this has a combination of so your regular garden soil that's got cocoa dust, carbonized rice, pumice, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, vermicast. Before, I just used to use regular soil like what you would find there, and they weren't growing as well because the soil was too like concentrated, too pungent. It didn't have like that air for the roots to explore or grow. And so I realized you really have to use good soil, and soil that isn't like too hard, that like when it dries up it turns into cement. You don't want that. You want there to be a combination of all of these things so that they can grow well. And yeah, this garden, you might be wondering, why am I not planting here? It's because this is facing north, and the north gets like the least sunlight. You want it to be facing south. I've tried planting here, and look what happened to our citronella that we bought. Well, I'll show you first what happened to our rosemary. Look at that. No sun, hence no food, and it died. And look at our citronella. I'm pretty sure you can tell they're trying to live, but they're not. They're barely living. They've all just died. So it might seem like there's a little bit of sunlight here, but this is not enough. You really don't want your edible plants to be facing north. You want to put them facing south. So these plants are flourishing, obviously. I think they just grow everywhere, and those are not edible. If you really are trying to grow an edible garden, you want them to be facing south. That's based from my experience. I'm not an expert. I'm just sharing with you some ideas that you might want for your garden. And so since this is facing north, let's head over to south. Hi, Scotty. Hi, Poopy. Hello, Poopy. Mama loves you. You're a good boy. You're a papa bear. Okay, okay. Alright, guys. So, welcome to the south bit of my urban jungle. Again, I've got more loam soil there. Okay, so again, I highly recommend for you to be using all recycled containers because there's so much plastic in the world, and really we don't need to be buying more plastic, do we? So, however, this one I did buy. Only this, I promise you. Everything else is recycled, just so that the facade of the gate isn't so yeah, it's not intrusive. It's blending. So this is my basil. It's not doing so great because we're so down, like low. The sun is clearly coming from there, but it really is trying to get sun. We're still facing south, so that's a good thing. These ones died, so I just have to plant again. Guys, please do not get discouraged if a couple of plants die, because you know, by nature I feel like they will want to live, and so just keep on planting and eventually you'll get that green thumb. So I'm not 100% as well. There have been casualties, so but you just want to keep pushing. This is my rosemary. And now the plan is to, how do we maximize this bit of the gate and make sure that we put all our edible plants. So over here I'm gonna be putting more pots there, even if there's so much shade coming from this tree. I'm just gonna have faith and pray that just the sun finds its way here, because we are facing south in this bit. So I'll put plants there. And then over here I'm gonna be putting more plants, as you can so I'm gonna be putting the pots over here, and that's gonna be getting sun from there. Pots over there. And I'm just gonna put loads of pots over here and really hope that the plants do well. So remember when I said that all I use is recycled containers? Well, there's been like this really weird addiction. If I see grocery shopping like this, it's like, oh my gosh, yeah, obviously it's a Tetra Pak, but for me this is like a plant container, and you have other bottle containers like this. Really, buying plastic is so unavoidable. But yeah, this for me is another pot container. Just try not to throw away stuff if you know that you can use it for your pots. I really highly recommend recycling. Number one, you don't have to spend anymore to buy pots. And number two, I feel like using recycled containers might even give more character and a little bit of like this design, eccentric design to your garden. So why not? Another thing I would suggest is, so clearly if you are planning to do a lot of planting, you need a lot of soil, and eventually, you know, 40 pesos here, 20 pesos there, it really adds up. Before you know it, you're spending by the thousands. And you know, with everything that's going on, we all want to be a little bit more budget conscious, and I've always been budget conscious because, you know, it budget. So what I do, and this is actually good for your soil, I picked all these dried leaves outside the gate. So these are trees, so these are leaves that just fall outside. And actually what that does is, well, you combine that with other food waste like eggshells, eggshells, orange peels, banana peels. You put it all together in the soil, and that actually adds nutrients to the soil when it composts. So, well, that's actually what essentially it is. It's compost, and I don't really know how to do it. I just put it all together, mix it with the soil, even old paper scraps, and before you know it, they all turn out into the same color as that. It's amazing, and it's really good for the soil as well. So try it out. Thanks for sticking around, guys, and yeah, I hope you're getting ideas, and I hope you're getting inspired to plant. So see ya.